From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is a severe weather alert.
Hey folks, good afternoon. It is 4:30 here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, coming at you with your top and bottom every hour scheduled update for this tornado watch across the area, North Alabama, southern middle Tennessee, and northeast Mississippi. So we got this portion here. We're talking from Wayne County east and in North Alabama. That goes till 9 o'clock. Threat doesn't end at 9 o'clock, but this portion goes till 9. And out here in Tishomingo County, Hardin County, that goes until 7. However, we definitely expect these to be extended and also probably expanded east towards the I-65 corridor and probably out south towards Corridor X, the I-22 corridor for our friends down there as well. No surprise why. We still have that line kind of manifesting off to our west and southwest, and that's not to make any mention of the flash flooding everywhere. First of all, I mean, we already have this preemptively in portions of Wayne County, Lawrence County, Lewis County, and Murray County, and this goes till 10 p.m. to the best of my recollection, and it's, that time, that expiration date shows you that they're going ahead and preempting this as it moves through, because we already got a pretty saturated water table in some of these areas just from these training cells over the last few days, and we kind of taper that off a little bit further south and east, but we're probably going to pick up quite a bit of flash flooding here through tonight. It's a pretty substantial threat in this respect. In the meantime, though, this corridor of the line right now is not overwhelmingly severe. We're not seeing any huge indications of trouble. It's a bit outflow dominant, so to speak. We have an outflow boundary ahead of it. What we're watching very carefully is down here to the southwest, currently west of I-55, west of Grenada at the moment, and that cell, and as well as cells developing out ahead of it, those might kind of conglomerate, move into a line, and continue that march north-northeast over the next few hours, and that's going to be a kind of a corridor to watch as far as severe weather is concerned. All modes as well, damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour, as well as a few tornadoes possible. But we're kind of in between sections of the line, so to speak. Up here, it's been pretty messy, that's for sure. They've had a tornado warning or two pop up in Dixon. Nashville Metro is currently under a severe thunderstorm warning. Taylor's drawing this out here. It's a little slower in this corridor, especially due to that sluggish motion eastward. So we'll go ahead and put that out here. So now we're starting to see some of our areas here. First of all, Holly Springs. I know a few people out there, by the way. I just want to mention that. That's over the next few minutes, so you're about to get heavy downpours. And you know who I'm talking about. I know you're watching. You have a kind of storm anxiety after 2015. Just want to remind you of that. But we got some of the times of arrival here of our core areas as this slowly takes its sweet time moving east. Selmer at 4:56, Savannah at 5:08. Then out towards Hohenwald, you'll probably start seeing that rainfall around 5:10. Spring Hill at 5:32. Waynesboro at 5:34, Ripley 5:35, Columbia, Corinth, and New Albany, that's from 5:40 to 5:50, and then out towards Lawrenceburg here, we'll probably be talking just before 6:30 when the initial batch of rain comes through, and it remains to be seen if that's severe, right? If it's kind of this messy batch here pushing east, that'll just be some thunderstorms and maybe heavy downpours. Like I said, as this continues to push north and east and kind of get this out of here, that will be of more concern later on, probably within the subsequent hours after that through tonight and into tomorrow morning. Matter of fact, let's switch to links 1 and take a look at the timeline because it's a little variable in this sense, right? Notice we have some interesting kind of geometry in this sense. 4 p.m. to 11 p.m., so that's over the last 30 minutes or so, verifying well up here, through past sunset and just before midnight. Then as we head through central areas of Lawrence County, the shoals, that's going to be about 7, 8, 9, through about midnight to 3 a.m. as that slowly sags south and east. Then the I-65 corridor in Morgan County across the river, about 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. just before sunrise out there. In fact, I think by sunrise, heading into church early, you're going to be seeing still quite a bit of rainfall out there, but I don't expect most of that to be severe, especially as you head further west. So we got a good 12 to 18 hours of rainfall storms to look forward to over the next, like I said, 12 to 18 hours to look forward to, I guess, is it depends on how you look at it sort of thing, right? But there it is. I mean, talk about a mess behind it. That's going to be what's kind of exacerbating the flooding, right? You've got rainfall still all the way back to Conway, all the way to Little Rock, and northeast Texas even down there. So plenty of precipitation to go with this system. We were doing dual pole estimates of the flooding.
New tornado warning, by the way. This is out, this west, but that's that cell that I was kind of watching out ahead of it. That's a supercell.
I'll tell you what, that sure came up really quick too, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, it really came up almost instantly, yeah. So there you go, right? So we're starting to see that development ahead of it. That's what I was talking about and how it kind of merges. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, okay, I definitely see the vision there. You do see that rotation right there in the hook. Yep, that's pretty decent little rotation. Matter of fact, go back to reflectivity. That's about in the right place. It's a little side loby, but it shows you, especially by the structure there, you've got mid-level rotation there. That could easily translate down to a tornado. Now it's kind of lifting a little north and east, so my buddy in Holly Springs there you go. You want to go ahead and take shelter there, but Yeah, that's moving a little more north-northeast at the moment, so we don't expect any imminent issues with that. Although if that does turn right, you know the deal. We'll keep you updated on that. So just as I was mentioning, that's kind of one of our concerns, right? We could see some of that happening with this down here by the time it's up here northeast Mississippi. So we have reason to believe the environment's pretty favorable. By the way, click GWX. Let's see what this stuff's doing. Does it have any lightning on that?
I took the lightning off. Hang on a second. A couple of strikes.
So this initial batch is starting to lose its steam a little bit. We were watching this behind the scenes. It's really
had a lot more lightning about an hour ago.
It really did about an hour ago or so, but it's just, you know, it doesn't have the juice, doesn't have the sauce, right? Out here we were watching these cells too. Or is there that cell south near Kilmichael that we were watching
yes,
as well?
this one right here.
Oh, that's that one?
Yep.
All right, it looks like it's kind of getting into a merger too, and it's not looking quite as impressive. But still, yeah, we got some development out ahead of this line too that we do need to keep an eye on. We call those prefrontal cells. That's not the main threat, but if the environment kind of collaborates with it, so to speak, and allows, that might be something to watch. So we keep a close eye on that. But in the meantime, it's a mess right now. We'll see that congeal push east over the next few hours. All things considered, we're in a bit of a quiet position for most of us right now. If any warnings are issued in the meantime, of course, you know the deal. We'll be live nonstop till the danger is over, especially in the tornado warning varieties, but I'm not seeing too many indications of that at the moment. Checking some updates here, see if we got any word on that new watch maybe coming soon. Nothing there, so in the meantime, we'll be back at 5 o'clock. Let's see. I keep getting new notifications over here, and I'm hoping...
Keep pinging you?
Yeah, and I'm hoping it's more information about the upcoming watch, but it's not, fortunately. So, yep, we'll be back with you at 5. Thanks for joining us for this update, and I'll speak to you soon. Stay with us. Keep you advised.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.